Welcome to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you'll hear about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Now, let's join your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.
All right, guys, welcome to the next edition of Event Radio. This is one special show, guys. This is the big dog, the one from Hot Rod Reunion 2017. We have elected to do things a little differently. Everybody knows what goes on at the racetrack with the drag racing and all the stuff sitting around out there, but they don't necessarily see the after fact, after behind the scenes and the things that go on that are so doggone much fun if you're a participant. And so that's what we're going to try to bring you on this edition of Event Radio. We will be doing our show not from the track, but from the Convention Center, which is every Friday night of Hot Rod Reunion, the biggest, baddest party in town. They all of the cool guys, the cool cars, everything assemble in the Convention Center parking lot for one big meet and greet and have a big time. And that's exactly where we're going on this edition of Event Radio. I think, to me, it is probably almost as much fun as the event itself. They get together, they have a big time. Every once in a while, they may turn a tire or two, who knows. But they have fun. You see the best of the car show stuff. It all assembles in the parking lot. That's where we're going. We're on our way there in the golf cart. And, it's just going to be a fun night. We're going to get to introduce you to some people from close by, far away, wherever they're from. But we're going to find the guys, the movers and shakers, the ones that have the good time, the ones that have fun at Hot Rod Reunion 2017. We're going to get real busy real quick, so don't you dare go anywhere. We want to say hi to our guys from Holly and all the rest of our sponsors. And, boy, it's going to be even a bigger night because the Hot Rod Power Tour ended here today, and there's another 1,500 cars in town. So this place is Hot Rod City, USA, and we're going to bring it to you live on Event Radio. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hang in there with us.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, welcome to the parking lot. T, I tell you what, you've been here a while. You got here early and secured a spot. And
place in the shade.
Yeah, place in the shade. But you've been missing in action for a couple of weeks. You've done been out to the motorcycle races and all the fun stuff. Boy, left me at home all by myself.
Went to Lexington to the first Red Mile, and it was absolutely awesome. Hopefully we'll have a lot more there.
You liked it, huh?
Oh, it was awesome.
Well, I tell you what, the mile events are just, I don't know, they scare me. They're so fast, you know.
They scare me, and I'm sitting in the stands.
Yeah, but you've done it, you know, and that makes a difference when you've been out there riding instead of just sitting there watching, you know.
Well, it made me appreciate what I used to do natural.
Yeah.
Now it's just, I think I was just a fool.
Were you? Nah, you wasn't a fool. Hell, you had fun, buddy.
I don't know, Spiv. The older I get, I guess it's just them kids are going so fast. I didn't realize it when I was that age, but they're bulletproof and wide open.
We need to do just a minute or two on this show. We lost a good friend not too long ago, and actually a superstar from the state of Kentucky.
The Kentucky kid.
The Kentucky kid, the one and only. Well, he needs no introduction, I wouldn't guess, Mr. Nicky Hayden. and believe it or not, didn't get hurt on a motorcycle, got hurt on a bicycle.
What a tragic loss to the
Oh,
whole.
listen.
Not only the motorcycle world, but he was a good fella all the way around.
Well, there was, the whole family are great people, and they're all your friends. You know them all. You sit down at the dinner table with them and have done all that stuff, and it's got to be a heck of a devastating loss.
To the whole not just the motorcycle world, but just to everybody that Nicky was involved with, the whole Hayden family. I mean, they're just good Christian, religious, good people. I mean, you'll never find no one say anything bad about any of them.
Well,
and Lord, there's a bunch of them.
And then the week after, Roger Lee wins a huge race, and of course dedicated it to Nicky.
Yeah, how cool was that?
I think that's neat. I think that's
and not only the motorcycles, Spiv. NASCAR driver, Little E, he had a Nicky sticker beside his name on his NASCAR, and Jimmy Johnson, they held a big motorcycle ride for him, and he was just known all over in any kind of motorsports.
Well, it was pretty cool. I watched the funeral service on YouTube.
Yeah, how cool was that to have live streaming? Now tell me what kind of celebrity
live
this
streaming
kid was.
for a funeral, and had 2,400 motorcycles in the procession.
Right, that was Nicky's last ride. They called that. That was pretty cool.
Well, I tell you what, he was a superstar. Not a lot of people know. They see him in Owensboro, Kentucky, and he's just one of us. But you go to Europe, and Nicky is Gene Simmons. He was Gene Simmons. He was a rock star.
He's Elvis.
Yeah. He draws the same crowd that maybe Elvis or
Earnhardt maybe.
Earnhardt, everybody. And he was a superstar. Well, it's the thing that we're going to miss him. GP motorcycle racing for sure will miss him because he was the most colorful rider to me, and I know they have several.
And he only liked one event by winning the Grand Slam. He'd been the last rider to ever win a road race national, a quarter mile, which is short track, half mile, TT, but he yet to win the mile, and that was kind of in the back of his mind if he ever quit the GT to win the mile. Now, he come very close, within 6 inches a couple times, but he just never ever won it.
Yeah, well, the only reason he hadn't won it is he hadn't done it. Really, because he was for sure a superstar, and man, we just he's going to be missed by lots of folks.
Oh,
lots
really?
of folks.
Every day. I mean, it's still hard to believe that he's gone.
Well, it's a deal that we have talked about. The Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame, I was amazed that he was not in it, but Earl is, but he was not. But I think that they're going to do strictly a tribute deal for putting him in there because they sort of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, as well they should be,
Oh, yeah.
Well, the whole family should be.
Well, they're talking about that.
Great.
They're talking about making the whole family in that deal. Needless to say, I'm pretty excited. I get to go in that this time.
Yeah, let me congratulate you on that, my friend. If everybody don't know, my man here, Spivvy's been inducted in 2017 Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. And I know the man.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the one thing that makes me nervous, that they had me sit down and write like a biography of what I'd done,
Yeah.
And it's to go in their program or whatever it is, or for them to hang on the wall. Well, the guy that puts on the ceremony, Army Armstrong, which needs no introduction, he is a world-renowned TV celebrity, the whole bit. But Army does the inductions for the Hall of Fame, and I already figured out in my acceptance speech, the one thing I'm going to be nervous about is not talking to all those people. But I did that biography, and I said, "Whoa, did I do all this crap?" and then I got to thinking about. I was looking at some old pictures, and here I'm going to be right next to Army again, and Army sitting next to me at my 16th birthday party. And I'm thinking, here all this crap happened after that. What's going to happen with me being that close to him again? I don't know. Thank goodness I'll run out of time probably before we get in too much trouble. But Army Armstrong won, prince of a guy. I really like him, and he's the man,
Yeah,
lots of guys coming
Army's
through
a
here.
good guy. He's such an artist, too. I didn't know that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, I got
Getting
that.
back to Nicky, he did that portrait of Nicky.
And I've got that hanging in my den, and it wouldn't go anywhere, no way in the world, Coolest picture I own, it's the neatest thing going. This is going to be a fun event tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, it really
a lot of cars coming in. A lot of people from everywhere. We're going to get a chance to meet a bunch of those and say hi to them. This you see pretty much the best of the best of what's at Hot Rod Reunion.
Oh, yeah. That's why half of Bowling Green comes out to watch. You know, it's free, good entertainment. Sometimes they get a little rowdy doing the burnouts and such, but
well, they behave
all in
most
all,
of the
it's a
time.
good
Yeah.
time for all.
Yeah, they behave most of the time. But they're going to come, and it's going to be a fun night. They're already cars are filtering in here, boy, just right and left, and the more the merrier, and it's going to be neat.
I think so. Every year it seems like it's a little better, a little better, and a little better.
Of course, you've got the yellow fang over here is what I'm going to call it. Your little coupe, your 3-window coupe.
John Milner, was that his name on?
On American
Graffiti?
Graffiti. Yeah. You could be your own John Milner lookalike contest. But it is a cool hot rod. And you go on our website, guys, eventradiolive.com, and check out T and the pictures of the yellow coupe are on there, and of course his.
And if you're real pretty, you get a ride.
Yeah. Oh wow. There you go. That's sort of like a guy asked me. You know, he said, "Well, didn't you take a little stint with like Terry did with racing motorcycles?" I said, "Yeah,
Sure did.
yeah, about 3 years." And he said, "How'd you do on that?" I said, "Well, really, I did it to meet a lot of women. Of course, most of them turned out to be nurses, you know. But we had a lot of fun. You know, it was neat.
Well, we made it through it. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
did. We made it through it, and oh gosh, the fun police should have got us a long time ago.
Well, you know,
I
getting
think.
back to that mile race they just had, or any mile race, but the one they had in Lexington, the speeds, they're running a $1:30, $1:35 down the straightaway, and good buddies out there racing each other, reach over and, but kind of goose each other, cutting up, going down the straightaway.
Oh, I know. You guys
And
are
then
crazy.
Drafting through the corner. I held on with both hands.
Yeah, well, no, you're nuts. I've watched you ride those things, and you are great. And actually, I've tried to ride behind him, guys. Terry and I get out having fun, 2 old guys, usually at midnight, and we've got a couple of bikes that are just sort of fun
That's
to
because
play
we got to
with.
get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we got to go where the bathrooms are. But we get out and actually play a little bit. And I couldn't keep up with him when he was younger, and I sure can't keep up with him now. So just one of those deals. But you are a very talented young man, my friend.
Well, let's get back to your induction. I think that's just neater pockets on the shirts, Bill.
Well, your dad's in it.
Well,
Your dad-
yeah, that makes it even more special.
yeah,
so
but
you
your
get in it.
Well,
I mean,
you know, I had forgotten a lot of the crazy things I had done until I sat down and wrote
the
all that
statute of
stuff.
limitations run out.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it was pretty cool stuff. It not necessarily because I did it, but it just sort of fell in place at the time. It wasn't trying to do anything. It
Well,
was
you
just,
don't really realize until you sit and look at it on paper and say, hey, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, you take a span of a lot of years and you condense it into one piece of paper, you
Yeah.
know. And some of the I don't know. At one time, I thought I should have had Band-Aid for a sponsor, you know. But we did a lot
Now
of
we
stuff.
need Depends for a
Yeah,
sponsor.
we go from Band-Aids to Depends. But we, got to do a lot of things. I think you and I still hold the distinct honor over anybody in the United States as being the only 2 guys in the world that rode jet skis in a shopping center parking lot.
Yeah, you know, that exact parking lot filled up the other day with water again.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't have a jet ski. We should have got one and gone over there and revisited it. Hey, we made the front page of the newspaper.
We sure did. I've got that clipping.
Yeah, they're actually going to use one of those pictures, I think, in the Hall of Fame in our
Oh,
little deal.
good.
But I think you're on it on that one. But it was a lot of fun. We probably would have made a whole lot more money in business if we hadn't tried to have so doggone much fun.
We did have fun.
Well, that's what it is.
But, you know, we kind of helped that parking lot out a little bit by putting plastic over the cover.
I thought it was a metal sign.
Well, I think both, I guess.
Okay,
Bill.
all right. Plastic was the insulation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we, we've had a lot of fun growing up, and we've got to do it with motorsports of all kinds, be it bikes and cars and all the things that we've been fortunate enough to do. And it's been pretty neat. And I don't know who voted for me or whatever to get me into that thing, but I want to tell you that is the most prestigious honor I have ever had the pleasure of getting. It is a life-changing experience. When you're a kid like me, growing up in motorsports and not so much being the stick and ball guy, the people in that museum are your superheroes. They're your Batman. They're your Spider-Man. They're the guys you look up to.
Right.
At being a kid, they are your superheroes. And to even think about being able to go in there and physically meet those people, a lot of them, and then to stand alongside of Superman.
That's pretty awesome. Steve.
That's a pretty awesome
I'm
thing.
proud of you, my friend.
Well,
I told
thank
you that
you.
off there, but I am so proud of you.
Well,
It's an
I'm
honor.
excited, and for Dave Huber and P.O. Brown, and by the way, P.O. Brown and Bob Davis are going in with me, and they are the actual
That's cool.
founders of it, and they have no idea what they did to make so many people happy and do the history of motorsports in Kentucky. Man, those guys had a vision that was cooler, like you say, than pockets on a shirt, you know.
Or legs on a snake.
Yeah. What?
Legs on a snake.
I never heard of
How
such
cool
a thing.
would that be?
I never heard of such a thing. Hi, bud. How are you? No, we don't know. There's a few of them here, but we no, we don't know. But you'll find one. Just keep on driving. You'll find one. Well, T-Bone, I think we ought to get out here and ride around. They're probably tired of hearing about us, and they'd like to meet some of these folks. There's every kind of car here, guys, coming in that you can see, from Corvettes to a Ford GT40 to the coolest street rods on the planet, 55 Chevy Nomad wagons, the coupes, the roadsters, I mean, everything's here. Curtis Butler has his fleet here with the blown 57 Chevy. He has a fleet, by the way. He doesn't just have one car. He has a fleet.
Steve, it's kind of like going back to the old Woolworth store when you got the AMT models. You know, have all the different hot rods and bucket tees and just any kind of hot rod. You know, it's like a big model car show.
Oh,
except
yeah.
they run.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I got reminded doing that history thing. I actually was one of 9 cars that went to the very first rod run in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
I remember that.
I had forgotten about that, but my good friend Tommy Sanborn went on that run, and he's been a pinstriper since Hector was a pup, and he reminded me of that and told me that I was one of 9 cars.
So it's come a long way since then, hasn't it?
Oh, buddy, I mean, now it's thousands of cars, but there were 9, and I, dummy me, took a 23T Roadster with no top. You know, so you know, it's amazing how smart you get as you get a little older, huh?
Yes, sir, buddy.
Well, listen, it's great to have you back. We're going to keep on keeping on, and maybe if the motorcycle schedule slows down, we'll get on this thing a little more than what
It's
you've been.
great to be back, especially now that I'm with a celebrity.
Oh, come on!
I knew you were a celebrity all along.
Yeah,
Hoss.
right. And, you know, they still won't give us free coffee anywhere. I don't understand that. They gave us free coffee before they found out who we were.
There you go.
Then they found out who we were, and now they don't give us anything. Listen, guys, we're having just too much fun. We are at the Convention Center parking lot, what I feel, and I think T does too, the absolute stellar event from Hot Rod Reunion. If you don't make this one, you might as well stay at home, because the parking lot evening is one of the hits of the whole event, don't you think?
I think so. I mean, we've been coming here, 4 years now?
Oh, yeah,
We've
4
done
or
the
5
show,
years.
and then we come out here at nighttime and out here, and it's. I think it's better here. It's cooler.
Well, yeah, and you see all the cool cars and meet all the cool people.
Exactly.
They come to this event at the convention center, more so even than the track.
Right,
And
exactly.
and it's fun. It's a fun deal. Well, T, let's ride. What do you
That's
think?
right, my friend.
Guys, we are at the Convention Center parking lot. You're on Event Radio. We're having more fun than the law allows. The Fun Police will be here any minute, so we need to move on and check it out and meet some of these fine folks. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from the Convention Center. We have a gentleman joining us that probably needs no introduction. Of course, you can't see him over the radio, but if you could, you'd know who he was, especially if you ever did any round track racing at all in this part of the country. This gentleman, what his cars haven't won has not been worth racing. He has won more track championships, I guess, than anybody around. And in his old age, and we're going to kid him about being his old age, he's gotten into street rods. And just like everything else that he's done, he doesn't just do things halfway. He gets into it both feet and can't just be a bear. He's got to be a grizzly. And my good friend, Mr. Bobby White, what's going on, my friend?
Nothing. Just pretty warm right now.
It's pretty warm everywhere you go. I hear you guys went out and sold T-shirts for JDRF today.
Did. My wife helped in the deal.
So
about $2,000.
That's pretty good T-shirt.
Pretty-
That keeping them covered, ain't it?
Pretty good. That's
Yeah,
keeping
pretty
them
good.
covered. Sure is.
Let me ask you something. The street rods I know are fun to you. It's got to be a little less work than them round track cars.
Oh yeah, you don't tear them up. If you do, you got a problem. But anyways, old track cars, they're a lot of fun, but a lot of work.
Always a lot of work, but you mastered that. You of course, you had a pretty fair. Of course, you drove them too. See, now that's the difference. When the guy that owns a horse has been the jockey, it makes it a big difference because you watch what like Dennis what was doing, and you had a killer driver. Now, my friend Dennis White, there is probably no better.
He was as smooth as they come.
That's right, and he just, he was just a natural.
Yeah.
But you had an advantage because you could sit there and watch that car, and you knew exactly what he was doing on the inside.
I did. I could sort of tell what it needed, and he didn't have to tell me because I'd see it,
Well, you'd been in there.
Been in there and done that. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. That's sort of like Terry and I on the radio. When we talk to some of these guys, we sort of know what to ask them because we did this stuff too,
Exactly.
And it makes it easier.
Yes, sir.
Which is your favorite, round track racing or the street cars?
Well, now at my age, street cars, but if I could go back a few years, I'd rather do round track.
Would you? More exciting?
More exciting and more challenging.
Well,
But, you got other people to compete against and all, but the street cars nowadays, that's just the only way I could do it. I came too old to work on the more cars every night.
of course they're not slugs. They got air and they got power windows and they got all the creature comforts, all the fun stuff.
Yeah. It's just like everything else. They're expensive, though. The old classic cars and the old track.
But the thing about it, you put the money in the round track car, you got to win the payback. And this car, the money you put in it every month gets worth more money.
Yeah, it's just investment. Sure is. Yeah.
And it's an investment you get to have fun with.
Exactly. Me and my wife, do it together and we enjoy it. And I got a bad habit of getting tired of one and want another one.
Well, you have done that just a little, but that's okay.
Well, I'd just like to, get different cars every once in a while.
I think as long as you don't trade her off, she'll probably go along with it.
I can't get rid of her.
No, you want to keep her.
She's what makes it all happen.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And when you got a good one, you better hang in there, my friend.
Hang on to it, yes, sir.
All right, so you always want a new one. You got a 55 Chevrolet that is drop dead gorgeous. What's the next one?
Well, I've got a 68 Nova also that I traded for. I had two old pickup trucks, and I got tired of the pickup trucks, and I traded one for the 55 Chevy and traded the other one for a 68 Nova.
Uh-huh.
And it's got an LS motor in it. It's the fastest car I ever had in my life.
Really?
That thing will absolutely, just
You're not
scare
supposed
me.
to do that, buddy.
I
At
know.
your age, you're not supposed to be out there spinning a tire now.
Well, I did once. My
Yeah,
wife was with me. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just playing a little bit."
Had to try it, right?
Had to try it.
Well-
But anyway, I'm trying to sell it. I don't need it. It's too fast.
Before he gets you put in jail.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Well, listen, you had fun so far at Hot Rod Reunion?
Yeah, I've been there both days. Thursday, I got soaking wet.
Well, so did everybody else.
Oh, I'm telling you, come on.
Well, you didn't have to go through the car wash that way.
No, I had to go home and change clothes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, my friend, it's been our honor to have you as a friend for so many years,
Wow.
and not a lot of people know, but none of the front cars that were on the wall at Race World would have never been there if it hadn't have been for Bobby,
Yeah.
because Bobby came up with those bodies and wheels and all that kind of stuff and helped us make all that stuff, and they were pictures taken and sent all over the world,
Oh, I know.
So, but we had a lot of fun, and thank you for everything you've ever done to help us out, and thanks for just being a flat good guy and being a buddy for so long.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Guys, we are at the Convention Center, the #1 party of Hot Rod Reunion. I don't care where you go. You can be at the track. You can be anywhere you want. But if you don't come to the Convention Center parking lot on Friday night, just either be there or be square is all I can tell you. You're on Event Radio. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the #1 brand in performance is Hawley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from the Convention Center parking lot, Hot Rod Reunion 2017. You're on Event Radio, and trust me, we have been all over the grounds. We have looked at some absolutely gorgeous cars, and then you get one that puts the golf cart on its nose that stops us, and absolutely we go crazy. And it is a 33 or 34 Ford three-window coupe. We're going to take pictures and flip it behind this show so you can see it. It has the big gangster headlights, which I love. It has the rake, which I love. It has the chop top, which I love. And if I could get this gentleman to not pay attention so much, daggone, I might be worth going to jail to steal it. What is your name, sir?
My name is Walt Campbell.
Walt, where are you from, sir?
Fairfield, Ohio.
Oh, that's not very far.
No, not bad.
Yeah, did you drive it all the way, or did you play?
If that car's on a trailer, it's stolen.
Well, thanks for telling me how I got to get it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a beautiful hot rod.
Thank
you. It
you.
really is. Did you build the car? Or?
No, it was built by a race car shop in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't their first rodeo.
No.
Because
no.
it is flat cool.
Thank you.
I'm an old guy, and I appreciate that. To me, that's a hot rod. I guess I grew up in the era to where that's just awesome. That's what hot rod is.
Yeah, I've had a couple of cars with fenders, but I always go back to hot rods. To me, hot rods don't have fenders, and that's what I like.
Well, sort of like race cars don't have doors. One of them deals.
You go. That's right.
That's sort of the way I feel about it. Well, we're fortunate being from here. We see all the Corvettes in the world, but this is so refreshing, and we do. At Event Radio, we do everything with wheels. We do bikes, we do cars, we do the whole bit. And we do everything called a Redneck Rumble. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
Well, the Redneck Rumble is down in Lebanon, Tennessee, and it started out being all rat rods.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, there's 3,400 of them.
Wow.
And it's a cool event. You might want to go you don't want to take that, but you might want to go just for kicks. All the girls are in the pinup girls, and they got bands, and they got old vintage motorcycles, and it's a fun event. It's in September.
Cool.
I saw one car. And I got to tell you about this because you appreciate cars.
Uh-huh.
The only car in my life I've ever seen that you could drive from any position of the car.
Really?
4 steering wheels, 4 sets of pedals, 4 shifters.
Wow.
And one could take over at any time driving the other one. These guys are engineers out of Indianapolis.
Uh-huh.
And they built this thing. And it's got to drive the state police crazy because they could swap out. When they told me that down there, I said, "You got to be kidding!" And the guy said, "No." The driver gets out and walks away, and the guy in the right rear parks the car. So it was pretty cool. But
that is cool.
Probably the only thing, the other car that I just saw go in, which was a '60 Corvette convertible, that's another favorite of my own.
And I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Probably, but if I had to pick, you would still win.
Well, I thank you. Thank you very much.
Because it's. I think you have the most awesome car here, sir.
Well, thank you.
It's beautiful, and I wasn't kidding. I'm not a car thief, but if I was, that's what I'd steal. There are some that are worth going to jail over, but trust me, and this is it. You having fun?
Yeah, having a great time. I mean, I've been down here probably the last 6-7 years, and this is my favorite show of all of them. Bowling Green's a great town. People are terrific.
Well, there are 27 multi-day events here this year. Carcraft Magazine coming up here in about 2 weeks. We have Good Guys, of course. We have Tri-5. We have lots of events. So you're welcome back anytime.
Well, we'll be back in October for Good Guys, and then we'll be back next year too.
Guys, trust me, the absolute most awesome coupe that I have seen in years, and it's right here at the convention center. Just trust, it's awesome. It's a beautiful car. And like I say, I got to move on because I'm sitting here and going to drool on his paint. Thank you, sir, for being on Event Radio. We appreciate it so much. We hope you have a blast. Appreciate you coming to Bowling Green and bringing such a beautiful car.
Great. Thank you very much.
Guys, you're on Event Radio. We are at the Convention Center. This is just about as much fun or more than the regular event itself. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from the Convention Center parking lot, and I tell you what, if you've missed anything at the track, don't sweat it, because you get to see everything just about here at the track. We've got a young man that we have had on this show before that has an absolutely gorgeous split-window Corvette that is a shown-up bad boy race car, and this young man knows how to drive it too. And he comes in here, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. It's not just towing the car, but he's towing it with the coolest pickup truck you've ever seen. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Tyler Allen from Manchester, Kentucky.
How far is Manchester, Tyler?
It's about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay. Which, over to the eastern?
Yep. We're 20 miles east of London.
Okay, I know where that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, I thought London was in England, but that, I don't know. No. Drag racing, I know it's been good because I've been keeping up with you. Mm-hmm. Buddy, you've been spanking them and taking names. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Corvette is how fast now?
It's running 750s in the quarter, 470s in the A.
God bless. You don't have to worry about doing your laundry in between, do you?
A little bit in the quarter.
Yeah, there you go. So tell me, do you ever get any of your buddies that say, well, I think I want to drag race with you, and then they find out what you do and they sort of shut up?
Every now and then you
do. They?
One. Yeah.
Have you had that happen?
Well, I've got one buddy, yeah.
That
thought, yeah. We bracket race, so.
Oh, okay. So you made a believer out of him?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that's cooler than pockets on a shirt. Now, how about your dad said to talk about the car, but we got to talk about the love life. Are the girls leaving you alone, or are they staying after you?
Trying to.
Trying to which?
I've got one that's pretty.
Oh, you got a steady one.
Yeah, she's on me pretty heavy.
Is she pretty?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I would think she would be with you, buddy. I mean, you're the American male with all the cool stuff. Mm-hmm. You should have a pretty girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Oh, at least you got to tell her she's pretty, right?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm just playing. I'm sure she's a great little gal. Where all you been racing other than this deal?
We run the 470 Quick Outlaws. The series runs London, there at London Dragway in Kentucky, Knoxville, Tennessee, and then Chattanooga, Tennessee. And then they kind of bounce around. They're in Kilcare this weekend, but we decided to skip out to come out to the reunion.
Well, now, tell me about the tow truck, because the last time I saw you, you were in slightly a bigger rig.
Oh, yes, definitely. We bring it out to the reunion every year, and we decided, when me and my dad restored it about 3 years ago, we went up on our junkyard and found a trailer hitch.
Okay.
So we decided to throw it on there because we thought, we know we would need it sometime, not for actual towing, just for show.
Uh-huh.
And when we done that. So we've pulled Dad's car around the last 2 years, and we've just now got a trailer to be able to put mine on it. So.
There you go. Guys, when we said you see everything at the convention center, a lot of people say, well, there's no race cars there. You are number one qualifier at the Hot Rod Reunion. I'd say that's seeing pretty much a race car here, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yes, correct.
Well, listen, buddy,
class.
I have watched that thing, and it walks the walk. And to be as young as you are, how old are you anyway?
18.
Lord, unbelievable. And drives that thing as fast as, let's see, a 160 and eighth?
It's 150.
I didn't miss it far for an old fat guy, you know.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I got close, you know.
Been around it a couple years.
Well, yeah, I guess, you know. Blind hog finds an acorn every once in a while, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you need to come up to the induction ceremony. I'm getting put in the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame in November.
Really?
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
And I think it's
very well deserving.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know they put you in there to have this much fun, you know, but we sure do. We've had a blast.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see you, and I try to see you at every one of the events that we go to. You're an amazing young man. Guys, if you want to sponsor a guy that will flat make you proud, you need to look into this gentleman. He is the stellar young man. He shows you what being young should be in this country, and not what you see in the news. He's nice to everybody. He's mannerly. He knows he knows what respect is, and he learned a lot of that from this race car. A race car over baseball, basketball, football teaches you respect more than anything. Don't you think so?
Definitely. That's like right now we're qualified number 1 in the 750 class. And we're at the top of the ladder right now, but tomorrow, first round, we might be on the bottom.
Well, the only bad thing about being number 1, there ain't but one other way to go.
That's exactly right.
There's only one other way to go. But,
and that's straight down.
Friend, listen, you ain't going to go that way.
Well,
I got enough faith in you. You're going to be a bad boy. You always are. And you wind up on top of the heap, and rightly so. Your car's cool. You know how to drive it. You are experienced, and it couldn't happen to a nicer young man as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Guys, we are here at the parking lot, which we feel is probably the best thing at Hot Rod Reunion. You get to don't ever say you don't see race cars, because here's your number 1 qualifier out there, and he's here in the parking lot, knows how to have fun like we do. My friend, thank you for being on Event Radio again.
Thank you for having me on the show.
I might sneak a ride one of these days.
Oh, yeah.
No, I probably won't. Guys, you're on Event Radio. We're having a blast. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number 1 brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from the Convention Center parking lot, Hot Rod Reunion 2017. You're on Event Radio, and trust me, we have been all over the grounds. We have looked at some absolutely gorgeous cars, and then you get one that puts the golf cart on its nose that stops us, and absolutely we go crazy. And it is a 33 or 34 Ford 3-window coupe. We're going to take pictures and flip it behind this show so you can see it. It has the big gangster headlights, which I love. It has the rake, which I love. It has the chop top, which I love. And if I could get this gentleman to not pay attention so much, daggone, I might be worth going to jail to steal it. What is your name, sir?
My name is Walt Campbell.
Walt, where are you from, sir?
Fairfield, Ohio.
Oh, that's not very far.
No, not bad.
Yeah, did you drive it all the way, or did you play?
If that car's on a trailer, it's stolen.
Well, thanks for telling me how I got to get it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a beautiful hot rod.
Thank
you. It
you.
really is. Did you build the car? Or?
No, it was built by a race car shop in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't their first rodeo.
No.
Because
no.
it is flat cool.
Thank you.
I'm an old guy, and I appreciate that. To me, that's a hot rod. I guess I grew up in the era to where that's just awesome. That's what hot rod is.
Yeah, I've had a couple of cars with fenders, but I always go back to hot rods. To me, hot rods don't have fenders, and that's what I like.
Well, sort of like race cars don't have doors. One
there
of them deals.
You go. Right.
That's sort of the way I feel about it. Well, we're fortunate being from here. We see all the Corvettes in the world, but this is so refreshing, and we do. At Event Radio, we do everything with wheels. We do bikes, we do cars, we do the whole bit. And we do everything called a Redneck Rumble. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
Well, the Redneck Rumble is down in Lebanon, Tennessee, and it started out being all rat rods.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, there's 3,400 of them.
Wow.
And it's a cool event. You might want to go you don't want to take that, but you might want to go just for kicks. All the girls are in the pinup girls, and they got bands, and they got old vintage motorcycles, and it's a fun event. It's in September.
Cool.
Okay. I saw one car. And I got to tell you about this because you appreciate cars.
Uh-huh.
The only car in my life I've ever seen that you could drive from any position of the car.
Really?
4 steering wheels, 4 sets of pedals, 4 shifters.
Wow.
And one could take over at any time driving the other one. These guys are engineers out of Indianapolis.
Uh-huh.
And they built this thing. And it's got to drive the state police crazy because they could swap out. When they told me that down there, I said, "You got to be kidding!" And the guy said, "No." The driver gets out and walks away, and the guy in the right rear parks the car. So it was pretty cool. But
that is cool.
probably the only thing, the other car that I just saw go in, which was a 60 Corvette convertible, that's another favorite of my own.
And I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably, but if I had to pick, you would still win.
Well, I thank you. Thank you very much.
Because it's, I think you have the most awesome car here, sir.
Well, thank you. I
It's
appreciate
beautiful. And I wasn't kidding. I'm not a car thief, but if I was, that's what I'd steal. There are some that are worth going to jail over, but trust me, and this is it. You having fun?
Yeah, have a great time. I mean, I've been down here probably the last 6-7 years, and this is my favorite show of all of them. Bowling Green's a great town. The people are terrific.
Well, there are 27 multi-day events here this year. Carcraft Magazine coming up here in about 2 weeks.
I heard that.
We have Good Guys, of course. We have Tri-5. We have lots of events. So you're welcome back anytime.
We'll be back in October for Good Guys, and then we'll be back next year too.
Guys, trust me, the absolute most awesome coupe that I have seen in years, and it's right here at the convention center. Just trust, it's awesome. It's a beautiful car, and like I say, I got to move on because I'm sitting here and going to drool on his paint. Thank you, sir, for being on Event Radio. We appreciate it so much. We hope you have a blast. Appreciate you coming to Bowling Green and bringing such a beautiful car.
Great. Thank you very much.
Guys, you're on Event Radio. We are at the convention center. This is just about as much fun or more than the regular event itself. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Holley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Holley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Holley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from the convention center. The absolute most fun night of Hot Rod Reunion. If you're not here, buddy, something is wrong with you. You've fallen and hit your head or done something, because all of the fun stuff goes on from here. We have a young man that we're going to introduce you to that my buddy Dave Huber just laid down in front of the golf cart and said, stop, you got to meet this guy. What is your name, sir?
Justin Geary.
Justin, where are you from, my friend?
Clarksville, Indiana.
Well, that's just across the river.
Yeah.
That ain't very far.
No.
Here, up closer. You got to pretend like you like it. So, what did you do to get Huber's attention? What do you think?
I don't know. He knew my grandpa.
Okay, well, he knows everybody's grandfather.
Yeah.
He's an old guy. See, he's supposed to know everybody's grandfather.
Yeah.
Is that it? Was that? So you having fun at Hot Rod Reunion?
Oh, yeah. How many years has it been? 10 years?
Been 10?
8 years straight?
8 years? Okay.
8
All
years
right.
straight.
Is this your Chevy too?
No.
No?
I got a 1963 Plymouth Savoy.
That's cool.
I run Nostalgia Superstock.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dave Dupps or whatever his name is that right?
Yeah, Doug Duell.
Doug Duell. All right. I got him part of it right. I don't know. I'm not real well versed, but, I get there every once in a while. I know more about the other cars than I do the super stock cars. Dickie Ogles is a friend of mine, and so I know a little bit about the super stock stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm learning. Having fun doing that, I take it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
First
Mopars.
year
Like the
here.
Mopars. You got to because you got a Mopar shirt on.
Oh, yeah. My grandpa's got a 1965 A990 Hemi car
Mm.
owned by Bush Leal.
Really?
California Flash.
Oh, yeah. California Flash car. I know about those. I know what that is.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was 16 years old, I drove an altered wheelbase funny car that had the Hemi in it and a nitro burner and all that stuff. Glutton for punishment. That's about the fastest way to get hurt of anything I've ever been in my life.
I'm sure.
Huh?
I'm sure.
Well, it just sort of went where it wanted to. The motor was in the front seat. The wheels were up under your butt. And we actually were gluttons for punishment because we put big stones in the trunk where it would stand on the back bumper. How dumb is that?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be riding anything like
Well,
that.
we did finally wise up and later on in life come up with a real double B car. And it went fast and we had fun. And, still use the old flatheads, what I call the flatheads in the alcohol car, or the Donovans, and only because they were so easy to work on, instead of the big motors, instead of the 26s. They're hard to work on to me. But the flatheads were easy, so we could do that. Well, we had fun.
Yeah.
So you're gonna step up into something else. You're gonna stay where you are.
I like the class. I like the car.
Okay.
So,
Where do you run mostly?
Ohio Valley.
Do you? That's a good racetrack.
I got down here just in time to make my first quarter-mile run.
Okay.
Like within 10 or 15 minutes into making the run. Lucky enough they had the oil down. I made it in time.
Uh-huh.
I went 11:11 on 11 index.
Okay, that's close enough.
So I was.
That's enough. The driver error can
yeah,
back up the rest of it. You know.
Number 9 qualifier.
That's good.
Wasn't
That's good.
Too bad for my first quarter mile.
No,
pass,
man.
so.
Shoot, you did good.
Yeah.
And you did it on a really good racetrack. It doesn't get much better than Beach Bend.
Oh, no.
You know, it's probably as nice a racetrack as anyone in the country that you'll go to.
Nice racetrack, nice facility.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Clean bathrooms, air-conditioned bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know, hey, that's important.
Yeah.
If you got to use it, it's real important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay
there you
on
go.
the heat.
What are you doing to me? Believe it or not, he is the engineer of this show, and he can unplug this thing, and he torments me. And he shouldn't do that. His wife should get on him, and where he doesn't do that, because he makes all this stuff work, and that's not fair. Do you think?
No.
And besides that, he's bigger than me, so I don't say anything to him.
I think he's taller than me, too.
Yeah, he's taller than you, too, yeah. And the thing about it, if you see them feet, he'd have really been tall if they hadn't turned so much down for feet. You know, he would have been way on up there. Anyway, listen, bud, thank you for taking a couple of minutes and being on Event Radio. We have fun over here. We come and do this show. Actually have more fun doing this show than any of them at Hot Rod Reunion that we do. And thank you for taking a couple of minutes and letting us play a little with you and poke a little fun and letting Dave make you a spectacle of the world. Throw you under the bus. Well, it's a big bus.
Yeah. Oh.
You got any friends you want to say hi to? Any potential sponsors, anything like that?
I just want to thank my grandpa and Delmire's Racing Engines.
Okay.
And R&R Chassis.
Okay, I know who they are.
That's about it.
Okay, well, they should appreciate that because how many people do you think listen to the show?
I have no clue.
No, take a guess. I won't hold you to it. 1,000?
I don't know. I'll put about 15,000 maybe.
Average show's 100,000 plus.
Oh.
so you know that's you'll meet them all on Monday.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Okay, good deal.
Maybe I get a lot of Facebook requests.
Maybe so. Maybe how do they find you on Facebook? Tell us.
Huh? Just Justin Gary.
Justin Gary. Okay, all you good-looking girls out there. This boy's a good-looking boy. We're going to flip his picture. We're going to flip his picture behind this show. So now, if you are a young, good-looking girl and are very, very wealthy, we want you to apply here. Because if he's got a race car, he needs money.
Yeah,
all guys with a race car need money.
I don't have any sponsors, so.
Well, if you got a good-looking enough girl, you'll get sponsors. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Buddy, thank you for being on Event Radio. We've had fun. Guys, we're at the Convention Center, Event Radio, having just too much fun. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from Hot Rod Reunion parking lot at the Convention Center. We're sitting dead in front of the Holiday Inn. And my next guest is a staple at every good event. He is a super guy. I am honored to call him a friend. But trust me, if you see this gentleman at your event, you got a good event. He don't do no junk. He does not do any junk. And he could be the gauge. You know how you got a rain gauge. You can tell how much it rained. Well, he could be the gauge on whether it's a good event or not. Because if my buddy is at the event, just stand back. It's going to be a showstopper. Mr. Dave Huber, what in the world's going on, my friend?
We're back in Bowling Green again.
You found your way back. The nursing home closed or what?
Yeah, the nursing home closed in Louisville, and I had to come south.
Oh, okay. All right. They don't let you out for many hours at a time, do they?
No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Are you having? I was going to say, are you having fun? But that's a bad question because you have fun everywhere you go.
everybody's got to have fun down here because anybody that will come down here in this Bowling Green heat and humidity is nuts or just loving to have fun. We just love
We
fun.
thought you sent that from Louisville this way.
Well, we did.
Okay, you
last
did.
weekend in Louisville, it was a beautiful 80-degree weekend. Now we come down here in 90s.
It's 80 now in night.
Yeah,
it's 80 here.
It is, yeah.
Humidity's bad enough that the birds can't fly, but other than that, it's okay. Mm-hmm. So what has been Dave Huber's pick of the week? The favorite car or thing you have seen so far?
I like them old nostalgia top fuel dragsters.
I wonder why. Just because you got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But, which one over there? I would pick this. Somebody that built a brand new, state-of-the-art front-engine top fuel dragster over there, and I'd probably take it home with me if he'd sell it to me.
Well,
It's a pretty nice
can we go over and sweet talk him, or what we got to do?
We might have to.
Well, hey, we're good. We're good negotiators.
Yep.
As long as we're spending your checkbook, buddy, we can get her done.
Yeah.
I promise you, we'll get it done.
Yeah. But the neatest thing this weekend was my old buddies, the Hilton family. They got inducted into the NHRA Hall of Fame this weekend.
John and Bobby, and they're
Tyler
good
and all
folks.
of
They're
them,
good
all
folks.
of them. Yeah.
And they crossbreed is what I say. They do the top fuel car and they do street rods too.
Yeah, they built street rod Model A's, the baddest Model A's in the country, and street rods, and they got a top fuel dragster, and we stored top fuel dragsters. They've got a collection.
Yeah, and trust me, it's a family deal. Everybody in the family is just as good as the other one, and John has done well passing his talents down to all the rest of the guys, from Bobby to Tyler to everybody,
But I met them kids down here at Beach Bend. I know you did too. In the 70s, John was racing, and them kids grew up in drag racing. They turned out great. Just like you just talked to Justin.
Yeah.
They're just great kids.
Well,
Drag
that's what's so cool. The young people in this sport, guys, are a whole lot different than any other sport that you'll find. They learn respect with these cars. They learn how to be nice to people, how to appreciate things that are going on. And the nice thing about a race car is if you don't just miss the basket. If you mess up here, it bites you. And so you learn to respect and to respect it, and it respects you. I think it's cool.
Yep.
All right, you told me not to ask, but I'm going to ask anyway. You are the man of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. You are the guy that does all of the, I don't know, I believe you do everything. I don't know, since Bridget slowed down, I don't know how she gets you to do everything, but you do just about all of it.
Well, I get involved in it, and I want to do the right job.
Well, you do the right job, my friend. I've had the pleasure of doing a show from it every year for the last 5 or 6. Looking forward a little more to this one, but tell me who all's going in it. You can tell us first, because
y'all will be the first one to know because that press release hadn't come out. But I know that our host here, Spivey, is being inducted this year, and he well deserves it.
Well, my friend, let me publicly say something. I've been fortunate enough, and I've been working on the bio to send you, and I did some stuff that I forgot I did, and this is undoubtedly the hugest honor that I have ever had in my life. It means more than all the rest of them put together. The Hall of Fame is, for me growing up, a car guy or a car kid. Those guys that are in there are my superheroes. Not Batman, not Robin, not Spider-Man. The guys in the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame are my superheroes. And for me to even be considered to be in there, but to be able to go in there with them, I get to not only meet my heroes, but I get to stand next to Superman as far as I'm concerned. And you have given me the biggest honor, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then we've got the two guys that started all this mess, or good mess. P.O. Brown and Bobby Davis started this Hall of Fame, 12 years ago, I think it was.
Yep.
And we're inducting them this year, and they well deserve it.
Oh, listen.
Okay?
How many people have they made happy, buddy?
Well, I don't know how we.
They sure did me. They sure did me.
A bunch of inductees already. They deserve it.
Yes, sir.
And they talked me into getting on the board, and the rest is history on that. But they well deserve it. Okay.
Okay.
And Donnie Roberts He was the owner, builder of Kentucky Motor Speedway, I believe, in Whitesville.
In Whitesville, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great racetrack. Fun racetrack.
Yep. He built that and started.
Darrell Waltrip cut his teeth over there. That's where he actually started racing, in Whitesville.
Yeah. He's still involved today with
yeah.
that track.
Yeah.
And let's see who else we got here. The Kimmel family. The Kimmel
Frank
family
Kimmel?
from the Louisville area. There's three of them, Frank, Bill Jr. and Bill Sr.
Right.
They're getting inducted, and they've won more ARCA racers than anybody
yeah.
ever.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
Yep. And Bob Camp, the
K-Motion Valve Spring guys.
K-Motion Valve Spring guys.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Know him well. Bill's killer equipment, boy. I mean, he's fastest Corvettes in the world, I believe he ran just about.
Yep. And Noe Davis.
Oh, yeah, I know him good.
Two-time world champion. I mean, he
had an Anglia that was a bad mammer jammer, boy. I think Barry Mills wound up getting that Anglia from him, and on rest is history. But nice guy, nice fella.
And the guy I really don't know, I just heard his name a bunch, and you probably know him more than me, Clarence Brewer.
Oh, yes.
He owned Blue Coal Motorsport.
Yes, and Bruco Frame Company and everything over in Madisonville area. Clarence is a great fella. He ran a Busch team that was second to none. David Green Jr. drove his Busch cars. Man, what a guy. Yeah. Clarence Brewer is as good as it gets. You guys did good.
That's our class this year, pretty much. We'll have a special announcement on one other one, and I don't want to say it right now, but we'll get through that.
Okay. All right.
And but that's the class, and I think we've got a good one. And I believe I went through them all. I don't think I forgot anybody.
I think you did good, buddy.
Yep. So
you sure made this old boy happy. I can tell you that.
But we like to thank you for supporting us ever since you've started this radio show. You've been to our ceremony every year.
Well,
that means a lot to us.
We know how important it is, and now I even know more how important it is because it's a wonderful thing. Are you a bowler?
No, but I just seen
Hey, we just got a bowling pin walking through here. A walking bowling pin. What else you going to see at Hot Rod Reunion, buddy?
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I wonder if we can hit him with a golf cart.
Well, we got to get T to go throw a bowling ball in here.
Yeah, we'll get T up there. We'll put T on the front of the golf cart and point right at it, and we'll just bump him right out of the way. We'll give him a whole new meaning to a strike. That's it. Listen, my friend, thank you.
And I believe the first Saturday in November is the induction ceremony
at the Museum of Science and History in Owensboro, Kentucky.
So
and it's a fun thing, and Army Armstrong does the inductions, and man, there's nobody better with a microphone in his hand than Army, and boy, it's just going to be a great time, and I'm looking so forward to it. I can't stand it. And I thank you again.
Well, thank you bunches too. Okay,
guys, the one and only Mr. Dave Huber. There is no better when the word hot rod comes out. There is nobody better than my buddy Dave, and trust me, Huber Standard was a staple in Louisville for years because they had race cars there, and it was always something cool to see. Your dragster is gorgeous. I'm really surprised it's not sitting here in front of the Holiday Inn. That's a staple. It's usually here. But, I know. You got to rest every once in a while.
It's a racetrack, so it'll get worked out tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Guys, the one and only Mr. Dave Huber, thank you for being on here with us again and for making the announcement on Event Radio of the 2017 class of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Guys, we're having just too much fun. We're at the Convention Center, Hot Rod Reunion 2017. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, guys, has this been a fun night to you or what?
I tell you what, it just keeps on getting better and better.
They're into the point now, guys, where they're doing the burnouts, and so there's a fog bank of smoke going on everywhere around the convention center, and people are just having too much fun. And surprisingly, it's pretty well organized and pretty well. The Gestapo hasn't been here.
They haven't been here yet. I give Bowling Green Police kudos for that. That's good.
Well, as long as they don't get too crazy and cause it where somebody can get hurt, we don't want that for sure. But a little bit of burnout and a little bit of tire smoke, that doesn't hurt a thing. And everybody seems to be having fun.
And they're doing it right on city streets, too.
Yeah, I wonder why that happened.
Well, who's this little fella here? What's your name?
He don't want to talk to you.
Are you married?
You got a girlfriend? No girlfriends? You want a girlfriend? We can find you one. No? All right.
Smart man right there.
Hey, just get one to take you out. Don't you ever reach in your wallet. Never do that. Okay? All right, cool. Guys, we had too much fun for the convention center at Hot Rod Reunion 2017. This is a great show, T-Bone. I love this show.
I tell you what, baby, don't get no better than this. To have something in our hometown and come up. And everybody's so friendly. You see people we ain't seen in years, and it's really been good.
Yeah, it's neat. This is that's why they call it a reunion. Everybody comes, and it's a car deal, but it's a people deal too, because everybody comes and they see old friends that they haven't seen in a long time, and it's just a fun deal.
Well, what about the little fella just come up and talk to us? I mean, everybody's friendly. Everybody wants to talk to the two old men in the cart.
That's right. The two old ugly guys. That's us. You know. We have a lot of fun with Event Radio. You know, it's cool. Another thing I think is pretty cool with this show, we had the absolute first exclusive, I guess you would say, broadcast of this year's recipients of the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame. They were announced on this show, and the media, the mainstream media, doesn't even get it until one day next week.
And another big shout out to you, Spill, for getting it. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you. I'm looking very forward to it. It's as
well you should.
It's a big responsibility, you know, and it goes a lot more than just an award. It goes with a lot of responsibility to act the way you're supposed to and treat yourself the way you should, because there's a lot of people that did a lot of stuff to make it where you could get in there.
And you're also voted by your peers. I mean, that's what's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, what do you think, T-Bone? Should we slide through Steak and Shake for a burger, or what do we need to do?
Well, we need to do a burnout before we leave.
Well, we're going to have to get something. This thing is sort of down on power. Now, I don't know how we're going to do this. We get somebody to maybe pick the back of it up and take the weight off. Of course, they couldn't do that with me in it. But we need to get if we could get the tire spinning, it would carry on.
Well, I believe we air enough tire, put some beer, water, something on the tire like they're doing over there, and we'll be all right.
My buddy Marvin at Quick Fuel, he got on us for getting an electric golf cart. He said, "How can I do anything at Quick Fuel for you guys with an electric golf cart?" And I said, "Well, have you not come up with Quick Fuse or something?" I mean,
give him time, Marvin. Figure it out.
Yeah, Marvin said, "Well, we'll figure that out." You know, guys, we had a blast at this year's Hot Rod Reunion. Thank you to all the guys from the Hot Rod Power Tour for coming in too and making this just one super good event for us to cover.
If you didn't make it this year, be sure and try to make it in 2018, because you don't know what you're missing, I promise you.
Yeah, this is a happening. This is a fun deal. This is like going to your favorite 50s drive-in, just in a much bigger scale. You know, and that's
what was the show with Porky's?
Yeah. Well, no. Let's see. What was it? Which one was American Graffiti? And one of them was Hollywood Nights. And Hollywood Nights is the one that's closed. I don't know.
Right.
But it was cool. Tubby's. Tubby's was Hollywood Nights.
Right. Okay.
American Graffiti was what? American Graffiti was Mel's Diner. Yeah, exactly. Our buddies from Arizona have to clue us in and tell us, you know, they're from far enough to the east or the west coast that nothing has affected them yet. You know, they're still in good shape. You know, yeah, they're still in good shape. As always, guys, we never quit a show without thanking our sponsors. They are right up there with breathing to us. We think that we wonder why they hang with us sometimes, and they actually
we're good.
Yeah, well, we are fairly good at what we do, but they actually like us. The great guys at Holley Performance, no matter what you need for your hot rod, just go to Holley.com, call their tech guys. They will get you the right part the first time, and when the little brown truck delivers it, you don't have to worry about it not fitting and not doing what it needs to do. Holley.com, no matter what you need, they have enough companies, and they keep on buying them almost by the week. They now own MSD, and gosh, so many things, the new Hydromat. There's so many things that they've got going on at Holley. Make sure to give them a call and check them out. The guys at Quick Fuel Technology, I don't care if your car has a carburetor on it and you want it to go faster, Quick Fuel can do that for you. You know, the best performance carburetor builders on the planet, period. That's all you need to say.
Let's not forget Jimmy B at Gearhead Gazette.
That's right. GearheadGazette.com tells you who, what, when, and where on everything in the car hobby. Just get on there. Check it out. Every cool event that goes on anywhere in our part of the world is covered by Jimmy B at Gearhead Gazette. Make sure you find that. Last but not least, the one place where we get to spend more of our summer and we love every minute of it. Beach Bend Raceway.
Not to mention growing up out there.
Yeah, boy, we did that too. But Beach Bend Raceway, Beach Bend Park, and Splash Lagoon. And guys, trust me, you need to go out there. That is the most fun you can have for sure with your clothes on of anywhere around.
Especially on the Friday night lights. And
Yeah,
thing they
that's
got
right.
going, it's killer.
And there are 27 multi-day events this year at the racetrack. Everything from the Hot Rod Reunion to Tri-5 to Good Guys to,
Harley
the
Drags.
Harley Drags coming up in a week. I mean, the hits just keep on coming. So if you want to have fun, Beach Bend Park, Beach Bend Raceway, and Beach Bend Splash Lagoon are your place to go. 1,100 campsites. You can go out there camping and see all kinds of cool things. It's really fun.
It's the best place around.
There you go. T-Bone, I don't know about you, but I've had about all the fun I can have.
I tell you what, it's been a good one.
Well, we appreciate everybody so much for listening. You have taken our numbers beyond our wildest expectations.
Thank
we
you
had
very
no
much.
idea that they would ever be so high. As always, we ask you to do one thing. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please tell a friend. But if you have not, daggone it, you keep that to yourself. There's no doubt about it.
Something's wrong with you if you don't enjoy it.
There you go. We're going to have fun, guys. We appreciate you being with us, and we will talk again.
Say
You've been listening to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you heard about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Join us next time with your hosts, Spivey Williams and Terrible T Guy.